Hello and good evening. It's Friday once again, the 1st of November even. So Friday, how quickly has that come around? So it's cold. It's the beginning of winter as far as I'm concerned. November, December, January, February. But I wonder how you all are tonight. I've had a day of painting, grandchildren, websites, don't mention that word. But, oh, there's Carol. Hello, Carol. Lovely to see you. And Raina. And Beverly. Yes, we're all okay. A little bit chilly, hence the cardigan on. Hello, Dorothy. Hello, Sarah. And hello, Jeeta. But hopefully tonight will be about an hour. Hello, Yvonne. And I shan't get too cold. Hello, Maria. Yes, that's tomorrow, isn't it? Hello, Jane. We've had some new members join in, and I think we've got 192, something like that. Hello, Carol. Hello, Caroline and Jane. Don't know if I said Jane, but I can't remember. Hello, Christine. Hello, Shirley. Yeah, just lovely to have your company tonight. And I'm even thinking, it is on the tip of my tongue, but I haven't said it yet. Hello, Pat. Have you seen my message, Pat? Hello, Shirley. Hello, Rena. Hello, Sandra. There's a few people whose subscriptions are due. If you want to get in contact with me, would be great. Hello, Sandra, Rena, Tony, Lorna. Jeeta's looking forward to tonight. Hello, Alison. Hello, Mavis. Well, I'm glad you are. We have done it a little while ago, but I don't think we've done this method before. Hello, Jenny. Evening to you. Hello, Christine. And hello, Susan. You're looking forward. Good, good, good. I mean, sometimes even though, hi, Virginia. Hi, Sandra. Even though it's been done before, not all of you will have seen it or caught up with it. Hello, Karen. Hello, Pollyann. Do you know that word, that 5-letter word that begins with Y and ends with G, just makes me feel so much better. And you've been to Duxford today, have you? Oh, it didn't look very busy, but you know, it's nice if it's not too busy, isn't it? And apparently it's the last year this year, because that particular, it won't be at Duxford anymore, it will be at Newmarket. So who knows, who knows? And of course the other thing, the NEC's on yesterday and today and the weekend, so it clashes. So you can't be in two places at the same time, can you? But I hope you've had a good day. Hello, Bev. Hello, Jill. Hello, Marilyn. Hello, Josie. Jill and John. Hello, Marion. Lovely. And Kathleen. And Patricia. Lovely. I sometimes think these days, with so many more lives going on, I think, oh, perhaps they won't bother to tune in and watch me, but I don't mind. You know, if you decide there's something else you would prefer to watch, but you can always, practically always, I think everybody who does a live actually posts it onto their page or their group if you're in their group, and you'll be able to watch it later. So you can watch one or the other, but you'll be able to watch both at the, in the end anyway. So being a Friday, end of the week, for those of you that are working, you've got a weekend ahead of you. And this weekend, as somebody said, we have the free sew-along. I'm looking forward to it myself. Now, tomorrow night's going to be very easy. Oh, bless you, Pollyann. It's going to be very easy, and it's going to be Sunday when you can start doing a bit of cutting. And then on Sunday evening at 6 o'clock, I shall show you what you're going to do with those pieces. And hello, Barbara. Especially new. I wonder if there's new members here tonight. It would be lovely if we had new members. I tell you what, though, of late, see, I've gone off at a tangent. Every day, I'm getting at least half a dozen. Never mind, Dorothy, you can catch up. And hello, Judith. Hello, Suzanne. You haven't been oh, you can do it. You can do it. Suzanne. Hello, Isabel. Yeah, I think it is a bit damp. yes. What had I got? Oh, the So Trisha Sews group. We are having at least half a dozen new members a day, which is lovely. Now, what I would say for those members that are already in there, or those that are members of Sew with Trisha, it is all down to you, because you put all of your lovely makes in that group and people are learning about it and they are seeing things that you've made and want to belong there as well. So thank you very much, everybody. As I say, it's all down to you, lovely, lovely ladies. Who have we got now? We've got Ray. Hello, Ray. That sounds like a new name. Now, you may have watched a little while or for, months, years even, and never commented. So I haven't noticed it, but welcome. Lovely to see you and thank you for commenting. You will join in with all these lovely ladies. You really will. Hello, Michelle. Lovely Blake in Rockley Park. Lovely. Suzanne. Hello, Suzanne. I thought, haven't seen that name either, but I know Suzanne. I know you haven't seen me in ages. I hope you're well. Lovely to have you here tonight. Hello, Patricia. Not too bad at all. I've only just started because I was a couple of minutes late. Hello, Liz. That's another name. Somebody, who was that, was saying, oh, Judith, was it, saying welcome to all the new members. Well, there are some new names and I hadn't seen them at that point. If it's anything like the potato chip block, it'll be fabulous. Oh, Jeeta, you're putting me under pressure there, aren't you? It's not like that. It's easier than the potato chip block, Jeeta. It really is. Hello, Jan. Your payment came through. Thank you very much. I know. It's okay, Pat. Yep. We will speak very soon, I am sure. There you go. Beverly's welcoming you, Ray. Let's see. Hello, Carol. Welcome, welcome. I knew they would do this. I knew they would because they are such lovely people. Hello, Angela. Hello, Michelle. Yes, now that's another thing I'll say. Commons Day, Suzanne. Absolutely. So the other thing I'll say, just before I look at some more names, thank you so much for all of you who have paid the balance of your Advent box. I haven't had a chance to go through them all yet, and I will reply to you and say that I've received the monies. Thank you very much indeed. So if you don't get a reply, I shall do it tomorrow, actually. I think I've got I always say an easy day, not an easy day, but I will go through them all. Today's been a combination of grandchildren, as I say, painting and decorating, which I'm not doing it, but there's things have to be moved, don't they? And there's skirting boards that have to be dusted and cleaned. And my goodness, it's amazing what you come across when you shift things around. Can't think what else I've been doing, but our website, don't talk to me about the website. It is up and running. You can buy tangible goods on the website. It's just the PDFs are a bit iffy. But as I was saying yesterday, if you do buy a PDF and you don't get a confirmation email, just let me know and I will send it manually. So you'll have an email, or the email you send me, I will attach the PDF to it, so you won't lose out. So with the Advent boxes, thank you so much for those of you who did send your payments, friends and family. I could see they were. Not that I've checked through everyone yet, but it's most appreciated. And I mean, there's still a few more, but we've got a few days left. We've got a good week before you need to just pay that balance. And as I say, those that have paid, as soon as the boxes are ready early next week, they will be on their way to you. So, oh, what's that? No peeking in the boxes. I know last year, at least 3 people, as soon as it arrived, and that was before the 1st of December, they opened every single packet. No, no, no. You've got to have willpower. Okay, well, if you want, you can. Up to you entirely. Oh, good everything all. Absolutely, Jennifer. Good everything all. That sounds better than good evening. I know exactly what you mean. Predictive text, it just all the time. Hello, Sue. Oh, you're welcome, Ray. Hello, Carolyn. welcomes to all the new followers. Oh, aren't they lovely? Welcome, welcome. Hello, Linda. Yeah, spiders. Spiders? Oh my goodness, no, not spiders. Now let me see. Nope. I don't think I can see any spiders today. Oh, that was when I was cleaning, wasn't it? One dropped on my head and I had to run to my son and say, is it there? It was like, I felt it drop on me, but it wasn't, fortunately. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Joanna. Hello, Janet. Amanda, I haven't got back to you yet, have I? With the felt. I will have it, most definitely, and I will get back to you tomorrow. Patricia, it was you, was it? You, I know somebody else by the name of Anne. She opened all of hers. And it was you, Patricia. Well, oh dear. Jane's hubby took hers away so she couldn't. Oh, I'm sorry you've missed a message. Oh, there was a live I did. If you have a look in the group, Sue. No, not in the group. On the So Totally Trisha page. There is a video I did yesterday and I talked all about it. So if you have a look on there, have a look at the video. It's headed up Advent boxes and or is it well, no, it's website issues. It's headed up, but it's under there and it will tell you all about it. No, Christine, I haven't. No, I haven't. Sorry, I will do. And I just needed to know, I wondered why I had got a full meter of those two left over, because I go through all the orders and I list down what I need of each one. And I had this whole meter and I thought, oh, why have I got this? So just let me know, do you want the extra half meters or would you like full meters instead? Entirely up to you. Hello, Sue, and I am sorry. I am sorry. I know. Oh, naughty step for Patricia. It's naughty step for me. Or what's Patricia doing? I don't know. Oh, the grandkids found fossils at Kimmeridge Bay. Oh, and crabbing. How lovely, how lovely. My grandsons love crabbing. Not with me, but with Mummy and Daddy. And that, yes, it's a lovely thing to do. Judith said, oh, all of you that open them up, you'll be on Santa's naughty list if you peek. Oh, you could do that, Angela. I'll allow you to do it on Christmas Eve because it could be your Christmas Eve box, couldn't it? Yeah. That's all right, Jennifer. That was funny. And that's a good idea, Jeeta. Jeeta's going to give it to her daughter and then you won't be tempted. Carol's not going to open yours. You're very good at saving. Very good. Susan's going on holiday, so that should save me from peeking inside. Absolutely. And I'll make sure it gets out to you before then, before you go away, Susan. Okay, Amanda, thank you. Oh, yeah, you could take it with you, couldn't you? You could. Hello, Patsy. And hello, Sharon. Okay, hello, Diane. My website. Suzanne, my website is www.sototallytrisha.co.uk. Now, I have only recently, like within the week, changed over from, I won't say what the other one was, but the previous one was not .co.uk. And so everything should have been migrated with ease, just so simply, but it hasn't gone so simply. As I say, it's just issues with, there's instructions in PDF format on there. And when they are purchased, they should go into your, if you register an account, it's always best to set up an account on the website, just like you would if you were buying your shopping. If you're doing your food shop, you would register with Marks and Spencer's, Asda, Tesco's, for whoever. So you do that with the So Totally Trisha website. And then when you purchase, if you check out as a guest, it's not going to register against you. So if you set an account up, when you place an order, whatever it's for, the orders will be there. Or you might not want to know how many orders you place, I know, but they will all be there in your account under orders, and also any downloads should be in the downloads folder so that you can go back to them again and again, print it off or view it, whatever you want. That's the only issue at the moment. But as I was just saying earlier, if you do buy a PDF and you don't get a link or it doesn't go into your downloads folder, I will send it through to you manually. Now, it won't get there afterwards, I don't believe. It might do, but at least you'll have it there to save in your own files on your computer, iPad, whatever. Thank you, Barbara. That's very kind of you. So Barbara's put a link up there to the website, which is fantastic. Okay, so, we've got a lot of people. Shall I show you what we're going to do tonight? Because I've talked about the sew along that starts tomorrow, Saturday night at 6 o'clock, Sunday night at 6 o'clock, and Monday night. Lovely, easy quilt we're going to do. You can make it as small or as big as you like. It is very, very suitable for beginners. You can use whatever fabric you would like, cotton preferably, but whatever designs. And I'll let you know tomorrow evening what you need to do, but it's scraps. And I'll let you into it because I think most of you are in there already. There's a special group where the live will take place, and it is called Mystery Scrappy Quilt Sew Along with So Totally Trisha. So just look for that, mystery. It should come up, Mystery Scrappy Quilts, and request to join, and I will approve you. Absolutely free. You don't have to sew along. You can just watch it if you want to, or if you do decide you want to, you can go back to watch the videos ad infinitum. It's going to be there in that group forever, but you do need to join the group because that's where the videos will be. I shall also upload the PDF into there, which gives you confirmation of what I'll be showing you, and it's going to be great fun. Fantastic, Beverly. Oh, I've got some admins in the eaves here because I think I'm going to need some admins, and it's lovely. Thank you so much, ladies, when you do that for me. Oh, and Barbara's done it as well. So we've got 2, but never mind. You never know. It's better to have 2 rather than 0. Right, yes. So what are we going to make tonight? We're going to do Cathedral window by machine. Now, and this is the one that I have made. Do you think I've done it with Stoff fabrics here? And these are my focal fabrics, so you can choose from your favorite fabrics that you don't really want to use too much of, and you saved it for a special purpose, and this is where you don't need too much. You love it, Beverly. Jolly good. I'm going to show you how easy it is. And no, it isn't complicated at all, Jane. It just isn't complicated. And actually, the size I'm doing tonight, thank you, ladies, the size I'm doing tonight could quite easily be a cushion front. So all of the edges saying that it's like a folded edge, so there's no neatening off to do. So what I would probably do is I may even pop just an extra edge of fabric, or you could put a little bit of binding so that you could attach the back to it so that your cushion cover could come out of there, because you don't want to take too much of this edge away. But I thought it would be a lovely centerpiece for your table. So this is what I'm going to show you how to do. So what you'll need, I'll say first of all, there is a PDF in the Sew with Trisha group files. So for those of you, and I think so many of you are here, the Sew with Trisha group is a subscription group. It's £5 per month. So everything I do where instruction is needed or you would like afterwards, everything I do on the So Totally Trisha page, which is open to the public, anybody can watch, I will do a PDF. And for those that pay their monthly £5 to belong to the group, they will get the extra PDF. So we're on the 1st of November and there's one already in there for you. The other benefits you get, next Tuesday, there will be a brand new bag pattern, which will be free to you. So that will be a full PDF, just like any of the other instruction packs I have for making a brand new bag. The second Tuesday, there will be a live in the Sew with Trisha group, and we'll be carrying on with our Sew a Row. Thank you, Barbara and Marilyn. A Sew a Row. We'll be carrying on with that, almost completion. On the third one, we will do a mini project, could be a hand sewing technique, but there will be something there. And then on the fourth one, we will have a quilting project, which could be a mini quilt, it could be a table runner, it could be a centerpiece, but patchwork based. So you've got bags and patchwork, plus anything else that is fabric related along the way. And last night, I don't know if you watched the giveaway that I did. Oh, lovely, Wendy. Okay. I gave away a bundle of fabric every month for the members of Sew with Trisha. There is a monthly giveaway, a big bundle of fabrics, and people love it. And Karen Davies, I have sent you, if you're watching tonight, I have sent you an email to tell you that you've won the giveaway for October. So discount on kits, discount on Orifil thread for £5. It is just any kits that I provide as well, or make up for you to buy. There's always a discount for Sew with Trisha members. So it is a great place to be. Anyhow, I'm not going on about that anymore. I'm going to tell you how we go about making this. So all you're going to need is 4 squares of fabric. Okay, so I'm using pale pink. I thought I'm not going to use white fabric again because I love to. So I'm using pale pink. That is where I've used the cream, okay? So pale pink, I want 4 of these, and I've cut mine 14 inches square. Now, you don't have to. Do I have a dark blue Orifil? I have a, don't know if I've got one navy one left. I'll have a look for you. Who was that, Jane? No, Joanna. I'll have a look. I might have a navy blue, just one, I think. Where do you join? You can join on the website, Suzanne. If you search for Join Sew with Trisha, it's on the website. And I'm sure one of those lovely ladies is going to put a link up there soon. Hint, hint. So have a look, Suzanne. As I say, I'm sure either Barbara or Beverly will pop a link up for you. And how we work it, it's fine. You can sign up on the website and then request to join the group Sew with Trisha. Once the payment's through, I will do that. I will, Joanna. Once the payment's through, I will accept you into the group, approve your request. And then after that, what most ladies do is set up a standing order to come out for the 1st of the month. And that's what I was doing first thing this morning at 6 o'clock, checking through them all. Oh, I can't see, Jill. That's funny. I've done that before, haven't I? Do you remember? I actually scrolled up and I was on somebody else's live and there was a comment that I thought, oh my goodness, that must be spam. So I reported it and then I was on somebody else's live. So I wouldn't worry about it. Don't worry. And I won't ban the person whose comment was reported. Don't worry. Barbara, that would be fantastic if you could, please. It was the Sew with Trisha, joining Sew with Trisha on the website. Hopefully you can get on there. Okay. Okay. How to join with the document. Okay, that's lovely, Beverly. Oh, thank you, Tony. Right, so let's carry on here. So 4 of these, and we're going to make one at a time. I've actually made 3 of the start off already. So I'm going to dip down to the sewing machine so you can see what we're going to do. So I have also got, apart from those, this is all we need, 4 of those squares. And then I have got a little bit of, can't think who this is now, Tula Pink, might be. I've got 4 squares, and my squares are just slightly smaller than 4.5 inches. So not 4 1/4, between 4 1/4 and 4 1/2. What I say probably the best thing to do is to cut yourself 4.5 inch squares, and then when we come to use it, when we do the placement of it, we can trim it down a little bit if necessary. So I got 4 of those. So that's the next little bit where I made some purses, didn't I? And I just love the fabric. I only had a fat quarter, but I'd still got that little bit left. I know. I think it's old. I think it's not a current fabric. Anyhow, let's dip down to here. And I should have had my phone with me so that you can see. Let's just have a look at that. Now a little bit higher. So here I have my fabric. I'm going to take it up a bit so you can see a bit better. And what we're going to do, so it must be square. It can be whatever size square you would like. Oh, it's nearly dying. Oh. My goodness. I've just got my phone and it has no charge, so I may not be able to, here we are. Stop talking. Right. Okay, I've got my phone just so I can see if there's any comments that I need to. Hannah, yes, it is. Anna Maria Horner, it more than like, I think it is. Absolutely right, Caroline. Okay. So with my square of fabric, I'm going to fold it in half. So if it had a design on it, I would have right sides together. So I'm going to fold it in half. So not diagonally, it's just edge to edge. And then I am going to align that edge carefully, which are the raw edges, and I'm going to stitch down this side. So I might come round just a little bit more. Just trying to get a good angle of it. There we go. I think you can see there. So when I'm starting off, I'm using a small stitch length. I'm using a 2, and I'm just going to reverse at the beginning, and I'm going to stitch down to the fold. So don't go too fast, because you do, where possible, want a perfect square. So you want a perfect 1/4 inch. So I have done that. I've then flipped it round. Here's my raw edge, long raw edge. I'm lining up that other corner. So it's the short edge here. And by all means pin if you would like to. But I just reversed at the beginning. I'm holding those raw edges together. Pin down there if you would like to. Or, as I'm doing, just stitch all the way down and just reverse at the end as well. So I have, just going to trim that little bit of thread off there, and at this end, that longer bit. Okay, so now we have what is like a little pocket, okay? We have a little bag, if you like. Now what we're going to do, where these raw edges are, the long ones, we're going to pull them apart so that these seams meet. Now, if you're very, what would I say? If you want to open these seams out and press them flat, you can. I don't usually do that. So it's entirely up to you. You can leave them like so together, or you can open them up and press them flat. So so if you open them flat, we are going to match the seams together. So let me just show you what it was like. It was like that to begin with. So we're going to pull these long sides apart so that we can bring the seam together. And then, because I like to leave mine together, I'm going to press one set of seams one way and one the other. And I'm going to place those together so that they meet exactly. And this is where, so I'm just crawling over here, this is where I will use a pin. So I am pinning that in from the edge, holding that seam together. So here's the center point. You can see the seams are matched perfectly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, from the fold here, we are going to stitch all the way along here, again 1/4 inch, but we're going to leave in this other side, we're going to leave a little gap past the point where the seams meet. So I'm going to lay that down. Again, if you do like to pin, by all means do, but I'm going to reverse at the beginning again there. I'm making sure this raw edge is aligned perfectly as well. And as I'm coming towards, that's just coming away a little bit there, so I'm moving that over. As I come towards the seam intersection, let's just pull that along like that. I'm going to get to the pin, so where I'm in the seam, and then I'm going to take that pin out, but then I'm going to make sure now this edge here aligns. So I'm just putting my finger in to fold at the end, and then just pull that over a little bit so I know those edges are aligned. So I'm coming down here a couple of inches, 3 inches, and then I'm going to reverse and cut the thread. I'm then going to move further down, so I leave a couple of inches, and I've got a couple of inches here, and then I'm going to carry on to the end and reverse. There we are. So I have now got, let's just trim that bit of thread off and that bit. I have now got a little gap here. Where are we? There is my little gap, and that's where we're going to turn it through. So, but before I do that, I'm going to trim these little corner points. There are 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and there's one more under here. So those are the 4 corner points. You can see how it's looking now, can't you? 14 inches, you're absolutely right. I missed that. Yes, mine is 14, but you can use whatever size square you like. So if you'd like a smaller finished project, then cut yours smaller. You know, a 10-inch one would still come out quite nice. I meant to measure what they actually work out to. So from a 14-inch, it comes down, oh, it's just under half. So this finished square, not the 4 together, will come down to just under half the size of your original square. So you can think about that too, what size you would like. So there we are. We've got this nice cross in the middle here. Oh, you can't see that very well, can you? Oh, it's fell a little bit, that's it. Okay, so we've got that nice cross there. Hi, Vanessa. And I'm going to find my, where is my gap? Can't see it now. Where is my little gap? Just here. So all I'm going to do is open that up. Oh, my battery's died now. Sorry, ladies, I shall have to keep, there we are, I have to keep looking up. I'm just going to press my finger in there to start it off into that first corner, and then just turn it through. And the reason I reversed at each end is because I don't want the each end of the gap, I don't want the gap to sort of pull open. I don't want the stitches to start unraveling. And also give yourself a big enough gap, because you don't want to stretch that opening, because it is on the bias and it could easily be stretched. So having poked those all through, what I usually do, let's pop that all in there, give it a little shake, and the corners, there we are, it just pops out a little bit more. So I've just given those shake. Then get yourself a nice little pokey tool. Mine is a paintbrush, and we're just going to carefully poke out these corners. Now, if perchance at this nice little corner, you found that you've actually trimmed off too much and you get a little hole, just turn it back to the wrong side and just stitch around there, and just so that you close. And you can see how nice, we're getting a nice little point there. Okay, so I'm not pressing too hard, but we're getting a nice point. And you can see there, it's fallen into a lovely little square, or quite a large square actually. So this is where the magic starts to happen. But if you have made Cathedral window before, you will know, even if you were doing it by hand, like was originally done, you will know how this technique is going to work. So the first thing we need to do, let's just make sure that is pulled out. I don't know if I've got that out totally. That's it. You want to make sure that you get some nice points here, and make sure all of the fabric in the corners is pushed out, because we do need this still to be square. It just looks as though that one needs to come just the tiniest bit more. We still need this to be a square once we've stitched. So I'm just going to bring in the ironing board here, because I'm going to show, this is an important part of it, the ironing. Now, usually we don't like to iron shirts or skirts or trousers or whatever, but we don't mind ironing anything that is patchwork. So having laid that out in my square format, what I'm going to do now is press the whole of it. But we're going to sort of lightly and just push that out, because we want this to be, as I say, perfectly square. So there we go, having done that one, yes, I can still see that this is not quite pulled out. So let me just, oh, I think there's fireworks going off. I'm just with a pin tweaking that out. I think we will be okay. So having done that first edge, I'm then going to do the next edge, and you can see how perfectly, like a handkerchief, how perfectly that is going out. So no stretching. I'm just letting the weight of the iron do the pressing. And I know I am, there we are. So we don't want these edges to, because they are bias edges, we want them to remain nice and straight, and no ripples in them. Okay, and then the very last one here. So we'll just bring that over. And what you'll see is happening, here is our gap, but we don't need to close that. So that just lays on top. You couldn't tell really that that is an open gap, but it's going to be hidden. Okay. So there we have our square. Now this is, and it must be square. What we need to do now is take these pointed edges, let's just go around a little bit, this pointed edge to that center point. So so that edge, that tip is right on the center. So I am going to now hold that down and press that edge. Okay, just make sure that that is perfectly, the point is at that center. And then I'm going to turn it round. Now, you could, if you want, do the opposite side, but I'm going to be very brave, and I'm going to do the next one around. So again, that needs to come out. Now, what we're looking for is to get this here, just comes to a point, joins perfectly, as well as the point being right in the center. So let's see, there we go. Now can you see how that, it could have been slightly closer, but that will be fine. So then we'll move round to the next one, and we're going to bring this up, and that should come to the center. Oh, it's being a little bit off here. Right, so let's just pull that out. Perhaps what I should have done See, that is, there we go. Let me pop these back again. I may very well have, there we are, pull that over a little bit. And that's why when this one comes up, oh, that's better. So you just make sure that you get that point there, and let's iron that better. So that is going into the centre, and you want those points all to line up there. And then when it comes to bringing the next one, make sure that is there, and that one is coming to the centre also. Okay, so this is like things we did at school, you know, when we made them out of paper. So there's another one. And then this one should fit in there. So that should go. So that point is going there. And let's just pop that down. And then we'll give that a good press there. And press there. Whoops. Making sure that goes nicely into a point. Iron that there, and then that's going into the center. Okay, so we have our square there with all those points meeting in the center. Okay, we did, but I did them with circles actually. Okay, so let's just move that out and let's take this back down here. Now there's two ways. I'm going to show you one. And the way I'm going to show you is different to the instructions. So the PDF that I've got actually says for what you do. So I have got another one ready prepared here. It puts them together like this. Okay, can you see? We've got two. You put them side by side, line them up, and then you can do a zigzag stitch down here, joining those two together. As I've got a straight stitch machine, I'm doing it differently this time. So you take so once we've made one, or like we did just now, you need to make 4 in total. So that's the easiest way. If you want to zigzag down here, butt them up, and just zigzag the whole way to hold it together. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those 2 pieces, lift those flaps up, and we are going to stitch through both there. So, oh, what's that, a little bit of thread? I don't want that. Let's just trim that away. So as you can see, the 2 edges there, I'm going to pull them up together, and I'm going to align this point just here. So I'm going to make sure those lines, we can open the other bit. So right there, I'm just going to get my pin, which I've pushed over there. I'm going to put a pin just here where we need to start. Now I can see the crease along there. If you can't see the crease very well, I would draw in there so that you can see, because we want the crease on this side to line up with the crease on this side, because we are going to, so I'm going to line that up there, and I'm going to put a pin again. Oh, I've got one just there, haven't I? I'm going to put a pin in there and in the other side. Whoops, that's not the other side there. There we go. And we are going to stitch across here to join them together. So when you line that up, we can then stitch across, and we can take those other flaps which we've pressed out of the way. So all I've got is these 2 which we're going to join together. So I'm just folding those points. I'm going to take this over to the machine, and I'm going to reverse. I'm just going to back stitch there when we start, and then I'm just going to hold that. I can see this crease, and I'm just going to stitch all the way across here. Okay, over to the other side, and reverse just before the end, so that holds that really well. So then we can open that up, and we can pop that, and we have a square. Well, let's fold it all back together again. Okay, now earlier, so I've got two joined together there. I had already made one like that. So here we have a second one. Let's see, there. There is my second one. I'm just going to take this up a little bit further so that you can see. So I have two side by side, like so. And there's the gap. So now we want to join this pair to this pair. So again, we are going to lift those two up together. What I think I'll do for ease is just pop a pin there, just so we know. And this one here is going to go against that one. So let me get my pin here. So I'm only just putting them in there to hold so that we know where we're stitching. So we're going to stitch across here and across here all in one go. So when I lift that up, all the rest of the flaps open up, but we know where we're going to stitch. So then we can find where the crease, line that crease up, and I'm going to start stitching. Okay, so we'll do just a couple of stitches, and then before I go any further, I'm going to line this edge up here. So I know the pin's in there. It's not actually in the right place, but I'm going to line that one like so. And we can put a pin here just to hold that, because I know that's where we're going to finish. And these should line up as well, these points. And then I'm going to stitch across the crease here. Okay, got a little bit, let's just pull that a little bit to keep that nice. This is not actually going to show this bit, so I've got a little crease there which I didn't really want, but never mind. So now I'm going to line this next one up. So I've got that first little bit, my crease there, and I'm just going to line that there. I'm going over that section, and then I'm going to look at the crease I have here and line that up just here. So I've got one side, and I've got that crease as well. So let's just pull that out there, and then we are just going to stitch across to the other side. Now I think as I was, oh, there's my stitch there. As I was hurrying earlier, I haven't been the most accurate in my stitching. So that should basically be all neatly folding up just like the other one did. So let's just open this up again. Okay, so let's open that up. And what we're going to do, that one is going there. So that one, because we did all that pressing earlier on, everything is going to line up like so. Now what we need to do from here, I'm just going to put a few pins, there we go, because the next thing we need to do before we do anything else is just fold these all back up and bring these points into the middle, and we need to do a little bit of stitching just to hold these either by hand or by machine. We need to stitch these little bits down. So I'm going to pop it under the machine here. I'm going to line up these points in the middle, okay, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to stitch over this. So it's only a minimal stitch, probably better to do by hand, but I'm just going from the point, so to the other side, and then I'm going into the middle, and then I'm just going to, these other 2 points here, line that point up right to the middle, do 2 little stitches in, and I also want that other side, let me just see there, let's turn that around, because I need this other side, whoops, there we are. So this point here, tuck that into where the needle is, and we can do 2 2 stitches there. So I'll just show you there what I've done. I secured those down by stitching 2 stitches across there and 2 across there. I'm just going to do the same again here. So if we could flap those out of the way, let's pop that to the middle and that one. And I'm going to stitch those down so that they are on that center point. So again, a couple of stitches just to the other side and then in the middle. And then I'm going to turn it around. I'll do one of these at a time because otherwise they'll push out of the way. So I'm going to do 1, 2, whoops, is that in? Yep, no, that one didn't go. Right, so let's just go back again. If we pin these down, it would be better. So I just want that, there we are. So that one's just gone in, then I can pivot round and then I'm going to push that one into the center as well. And we will make sure that one is anchored too. So as I say, there's just a couple so that you need those to be anchored. And then here, so let's do the 2 opposite here. Point into the middle, take it to the machine, and I'm stitching on the other side first of all, and then that one. If you end up in the middle, you can now pivot this round so that you can tuck that one in, and a couple of stitches there, and then I'm going to pivot round again, and I'm going to pop this one in there. Okay. So just make sure, might be a good idea to have your seam ripper or an awl. That's it, just to hold that down. So again, that one is all anchored in the middle, but you could do it by hand if you wanted to. So last one, let's pop that in the center there with the second side facing it, and we're in the middle. Pivot round and push this one down, and just make sure that the machine isn't moving that one, because sometimes it just pushes it out of the way. And then we'll put that one into the middle as well. Oops. That's it, that is pushing that out of the way. So we're just holding that one in and back, and that one is done there. So we have, that one wasn't pressed the best. So we have all of those done. So now what we have is 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. So this is where we can take our fabrics and lay them in those squares. So it is almost a square on point. So where there's just one seam going across, that is where we can place our square of fabric. And what I would do here is center it and pop a pin in there. So I'm going to pin that one in place. I'm going to put another one just here. So here is just one seam, where there's one seam. Just pop that in the center. So these I did cut at just under the 4.5 inches. So you can see you don't want it to be the exact same size of the edges here. It needs to be a little bit smaller. So let's just put that one on there. Again, there was a seam going up the middle. So let's just have a pin just here. And then the fourth one we can have just here. There is our single seam. That is where we are going to place our, there we go. So we're just placing that. And what you can see is the diagonal can actually, the corner is on that diagonal seam. So we can just hold that in there. Now all we need to do, all these little edges here are bias edges, this pink one. So starting just here, if we just take that into the middle and bring that out like that. There we go. Where is my, there it is. So this is where, as I say, an awl or a seam ripper is really, really good, because we are going to pull that back and I can put the seam ripper in there and just bring that down nicely. And we can get a pin, if you would like a pin, just to hold that down in the middle or at each edge. That is absolutely fine. I did have, I can't see where they are now. I did have a little tub of pins, but oh, there we go. So if you find it easier, if you put a pin at that center point, and that just holds that in place, and you can work your way around. So this one here, this other side, put your pin, roll it back, put the pin in that center point and push it through, and that's holding it. And then the same here, just lift that edge, that folded edge, into the center, and we'll work around these edges. So this is where, as I say, the seam ripper, you can push that into there, and I'm just looking for another pin. Oh, there it is. So we can push that one into there, and then the last edge is this one over here. So we'll push the center. So, and this is where I've got the pin in the middle holding it. You may find that that's too close to the edge, and you want, when we fold it back, no, it's not showing actually. If your fabric starts to show, then you can trim a little bit off there. Okay, and we'll just put a pin in there. But this is where the seam ripper, I'll just pop that in there, and then it's going to disappear. So can you see how that is going just there to make it disappear? So, oh, there's Karen, abracadabra, yes. Now, what I would say, if you can make this practically continuous. If you start at the center, you can stitch all the way, this is what we're going to do, stitch down here, and then around this one, and back to the center, and then you can start on that one, and you can go around that one, round that one, and round that one. So let's see how we do it from here. We'll go in a little bit closer so that you can see. We'll take that off of there, and as I say, we'll start in the center. Don't worry about all of these yet. So we'll start in the center, and where that is there, and I'm going to start I shall start on this side here. And what I like to do with my, let me just show you this one here. Can you see how that's quite close there? So I use the inside of my foot to line up on the edge, and then it gives me a nice neat amount of stitching just along that edge. So and I'm going to actually, I'm just going to put the stitch length up to just under 2.5, and I'm just with that one pin in the middle. That is just allowing me to get a nice straight stitch around there. Now, once I've reached that point, I can now just take the pin out and keep my finger on there, and I'm coming down to this point here. So, and I'm also going to pull in that other side so that it's all fairly neat, I say. So as we come down here, once I get almost to this, the second side that we're going to go, I'm just going to put my seam ripper to hold that down, and I'm just going to pivot just a tiny bit, and I'm going to stitch across. So I've just stitched into this next arc, so that, oh, I haven't actually. So we'll do one more stitch. So once my needle is in this side, it's anchored. And then I can, where's my pin? Whoops, that's it. It's got hold of that under there. That's it. So now I can carry on stitching around there. I'm just going to take that pin out from the center because we don't need that now. The other thing I could have said was that if you want to put a little bit of wadding under your square, it makes it a little bit puffier, and you can do that. So as I say, I'm going around here. I can take that pin out now, and I can keep my finger on there, and I am just keeping the inside of my foot. So I'm looking at this side of my foot, and I'm just allowing the inside to come on the inside edge of that fold. So we're coming around here, and as we come down, I'm just going to pull the next side close to it and just put my pin down, my point down. And once I haven't gone right to the tip, but I'm going to turn that around. I'm going to do a couple of stitches so that, I only needed one. I've actually stitched into that next arc. So that is anchored, and I'm ready to carry on stitching around this next side. So we can take that pin out because we've nearly got there. Now you can see this little bit of fabric here. I'm just going to use the seam ripper to push that down and then pull that. There we are. I'm just pulling that arc out, that curve, and I'm carrying on stitching there. And let's carry on down, and then I can push this next side over to meet it. So I'm pushing the fabric in, and I'm just meeting that. Can you see how I just used the seam ripper to hold that together? And I'm going to carry on down here, so not quite to the point, and then pivot round, do a stitch to the side so that you're into the next part that we're going around. I didn't quite get in there, so it's one more. That's it. And then we can carry on. So just tuck that. If there's excess fabric and you can get to trim it, absolutely fine. Or tuck that underneath and carry on stitching. So nice and slowly. I'm not going at speed, as you can see. And then here, the fabric, so tuck that in with the seam ripper. Bring your finger over so you get that nice curve. And a little bit of thread coming out there. So I'm just going to go around the one at the minute. So I've come down there. I'm going to go 1, 2, and then we'll do a little bit more. So just be careful of where the fabric's catching the back of the foot. So let's bring that out now and trim that off. But there you can see stitching around here and around here. So we've gone all the way round. The next bits we will do is going to go over like so, and I can put a pin in there just so that you can see the effect. And then this other side here needs to be pushed in as well, and those need to come back, those bits of fabric. But you can see how that comes into a point as we fold that in. The curve makes that point, and the fabric is contained on the inside, so you don't even see that. So let's come back up because, oh yes, okay. So let's just take that off there. And so that's how we get our cathedral window. So as I was saying, time is always against us, but having stopped in the middle, you could then have carried on. Where was my next one to it? Here. We could have carried on around here and around this bit and around here and around here, then come down to this one. So it always stops in the middle. Now, the other thing that you'll have seen on the others, you could then leave it just like that if you wanted to, or you can fold these pieces back as well. So it's on the bias, so just pull that back there, and you can do all of the, oh yeah, the fireworks are going off here. So you can go around those ones as well. So here as well, so you just pull that back to get the curve just there. Can you see? And then you've got curves all the way. So just like this one here, where I've gone all around these edge ones. So we've got nice little eyes there too. So 4 seasons, absolutely, what a great idea. But it isn't that difficult, is it? Thank you, Ray. It really isn't that difficult when it's broken down into small steps. What I would say with this one, for some reason, I did it properly and perfectly because they are all pretty neat. On the pink one that I've just been doing, some of my seams didn't meet perfectly in the centre, but by the time it's all finished, you won't be able to tell that. But what I say, just be careful with your 1/4 inch, be careful with your cutting, make sure you have got a square, and when you're pressing your corner points into the centre, just make sure they all line up really nicely into the centre. But I'm not too, I'm quite pleased with the centre of there. And, you know, that it just means rather than me rushing, because believe you me, I was, you don't always take the greatest of care. But that's your cathedral window. And who would have thought that you made that from 4 squares, 4 bigger squares and 4 smaller squares? If you are doing, you may want to use layer cakes, I would think, from, you know, make it a scrappy one. So make, so they're 10-inch square. Don't cut the smaller squares yet, okay? So when it comes to cutting the square size, wait till you've done all of your background, then measure in here and take off just over 1/4 inch in total. So as I say, this one measured 4.5. So I did it, no it didn't, it measured 5. So I took it down by half at 1/4 inch on each side, 4.5 and just slightly under, and that worked perfectly. Thank you, Carolyn, thank you. Okay, we've done for today. So tomorrow, if you'd like to join in, if you'd like to have something to look at and just listen, we won't be very long tomorrow. We will probably be between 1/4 hour and half an hour. And I'll just be talking about where you start. As I say, you will know then what you need to cut. And I'll put a PDF into the group so that you can see. And I'll just give you some tips on cutting as well. And then it will leave you all of Sunday if you want to sort through your scraps and cut your pieces, because on Sunday night, I'll show you how you put them together. And you don't need your thinking caps, you'll just be able to do it just like that. And then on Monday, I'll show you how to put it all together. And you'll be amazed. Yes. Okay. Thank you for joining me tonight. It has been wonderful. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Keep warm if you can. I might put the heating on. You never know. Haven't told Martin yet. But enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. If you're watching in tomorrow in the group, the Mystery Scrappy Quilt, I shall see you there. Okay, bye for now.